What is something that is easy peasy lemon squeezy for others, but stressy zesty lemon depressy for you? Ending phone calls. Okay, talk to you later. Yeah. I'll call you next week. Okay, talk then. Okay, sounds good. Good catching up. Yeah. You too. Let's do it again soon. Okay. Next week. Maybe Thursday. Thursday works. Okay, have a good night. Okay, talk to you soon. Take care. You too. Love you. Love you too. Okay, bye. Bye. Talk to you later. I'm either or both of these during any conversation. It's exhausting. I want to be like all the TV characters I see that say what they need to say and then just hang up the phone. I live in the deep south. We can't say goodbye in person. Takes us 20 minutes easy. Returning something to the store. If it makes you feel better, unless you're a total Karen. For the most part retail workers see so many people in a day they probably won't be able to pick you out in a crowd. Making myself sound engaging. To me it always seems like others can make their own words flow like water. I feel this way too. But I've been in management for a while and have been complimented on my ability to speak to employees/clients in meetings, interviews, etc. Meanwhile, I was having an internal panic attack the whole time. Ditto. At my capstone presentation for grad school, the head of the committee told me I was a natural interviewer and great speaker, and I just sat there like, oh, really? You obviously couldn't see the sweat pouring off my body and my hands shaking the entire time. Keeping on top of housework and especially laundry, I have resigned myself to the permanent clean clothes pile. Washing and drying are no problem, but for some reason none of us can stand to fold and put away. We just keep sorting that pile into baskets. I've come to terms with it, I think. I like hanging everything up, not folding. No real sorting, just making sure it isn't wrinkly. Going through the car wash. I'm super stressed about lining up my tires with the track, but objective evidence shows that everyone handles it just fine, including me. I love going through the car wash. There should be an anxiety share app where you can exchange tasks. Like, I can take a car through the car wash if someone can just book me a doctor's appointment. You could build a whole dating app around this concept. My soulmate could be someone who has an easy time scheduling important appointments, while I'm the one with no hesitation about asking customer service a question at the store. A mate for every sock, woven together with our various anxieties. Coming up with answers to what's your favorite. I strongly like certain things, sure, but when I'm asked I always draw a blank. I'm the same way, exclamation mark. I sound so boring when someone asks me my likes. I feel like that switches my brain off somehow. Just pick a band, movie and food that you really like and call them your favorite if someone asks. Most people wanna talk about one of those things. Saying no. I always feel bad after. I usually try to make up a reason, and then if they either rephrase, insist, or ask again I'll say yes. Pretty sure my friends have figured it out though. I try to, but it's the emotional baggage that comes after that gets me. // Sending emails. I don't know if I come off as a bootlicker by being so formal and polite, or if I'm too informal and come off as rude. Don't forget formal to the point that it seems aloof, like you think you're better than them. Regards. If you're aiming for that, there are better options. With all the necessary respect. Driving. Scared shit. Still use public transport to avoid getting a car, which is not ideal. I wish I could just get over my fears one day. Same. I know I'm okay because I'm comfortable with bush roading, dirt bikes, quads, boating, etc. But I convinced myself 30 years ago that I will kill somebody in a merge or lane change and that's that. Any kind of mental math. I see people just calculating sums up in their head without really thinking it through. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to remember more than one number at a time to even try and do the same math. Then I get self-conscious in taking too long, make a self-deprecatory remark about being terrible at math, and pull out my phone. /runner-up, navigating. I need GPS for shit I do every day, or I just take wrong turns endlessly. I can't remember which street was which, or if I need to go left or right leaving the store to find my car in the lot. I'm pretty good at mental math, but I have the same issue with directions. I've been living in the same house for 6 years, and I still can't go anywhere further than 5 miles without a GPS. Directions and instructions. I'm 27 and still don't know how to drive because I can't understand what anyone tells me to do. Doesn't help that I have anxiety and people yell at me when I try to drive. Grocery shopping. Don't feel bad. I work in one and the very last thing I want to do after work is shop. I'm bad at figuring out what I need. My soul will tell me we need things, but not what, and he'll drag his feet when I've been there for 10 hours and I'm dying to go home. I will indeed gladly pay to have my groceries shopped for me. I ordered online on Saturday to pick up on Sunday intending for so to get them, but went myself BC I was up anyway. The to-go lead said to me, "Hey, thanks for placing an order," and I responded, "Hey, thanks for saving my marriage and helping us function as adults." BC for real. They're doing the Lord's work while I'm just putting stuff on shelves. Bonus for anyone who delivers for Instacart. You all been the realest MVPs in this house since before March. I get all of my groceries delivered, cause ya girl is hella pregnant and getting over COVID. It is an absolute lifesaver and I make sure to tip well and send a personalized thank you to the drivers. They always are surprised to get a thank you, which makes me kinda sad though. Be kind to those who are helping us all be adults and enabling our ability to cook and have snacks. I have a one-track mind. I follow a list for my day on what I do, and if someone gives me a random task or interrupts me, it throws my day way out of order. This is also me. I recently at 34 was diagnosed with adult ADHD. Turns out this is a major symptom for someone like me. Just thought I was being very type A. Me too. Diagnosed at 32. I get very discombobulated when my husband wants to go for a walk with me in the middle of the day and I wasn't expecting that request. Whistling. My little brother can whistle the sweetest melodies. Meanwhile I look like I'm trying to blow out an invisible trick candle. At least you can whistle. Flirting. I literally feel like an alien in this regard. Me too. When I like someone, my conversation style becomes overly formal. Flirting is hard. I do the same thing. I'm telling myself to be less afraid. Be myself. Not so stiff. If someone isn't into who I am when I speak or act on my gut, they are not worth pursuing as a partner. Doesn't mean they aren't a wonderful person or not worth being friends with. You just never actually want to start a relationship with only your best foot forward. So don't stress out about it. Maybe that's not the root of your issue, but I think that's where mine lies. I'm afraid that I'm not right for someone. So I'll let it do the talking. It's safe. Making phone calls to strangers. I pretend I'm someone's admin assistant and making the call on their behalf. For some reason this makes it a lot easier for me. I don't lie to the person I'm speaking with. I imagine this is what I'm doing before making the call. Socializing. And it's not that I can't deal with people. I just can't consistently do it more than it is necessary. Yes, I have friends. I like hanging out with them. I'm talking about small talk and acting friendly with coworkers and that kind of shit. It's very stressful and exhausting. So much that one day I just collapsed and quit my job. But when they figured out it was because I was tired of people, they offered to move me to a less social job and also gave me my own desk away from everyone. It doesn't help at all that I live in an Hispanic country where most people act joyful and hyper friendly most of the time. I wish I could just tell people, hey man, listen, this shit is only a job to me, so please stop nagging and just let me do my ducking job as quick and silent as possible. Remembering people's names and faces. Directions. Aka left, right etc. When you meet someone, look them directly in their eyes. Take a moment and repeat their name back. Hi, I'm apostrophe. I can't help with direction. I could get lost in a closet. I do that and I still forget. It's the ADHD / so is the absolutely piss poor direction sense. Getting a job. Some people are so extroverted and charming who can get hired right away, while I'm over here like an introverted grumpy looking cat. Interacting with other humans. I tend to think everyone thinks/feels the worst about me regardless of how they actually treat me. It's hard for me to. Lately it's been getting harder and harder. Even interacting with my friends has made me uncomfortable lately. In psychology it is called fake audience phenomenon. People think that everyone are judging them. But recent studies have shown that 1 out of 11 strangers is actually going to notice something about you. So yeah, not a big deal. Eating. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Don't get me wrong, it's not that bad. But it sucks having to make so many decisions every day over what to eat, when to eat, and the insulin required. I can't just cheat and eat a cake no consequences. They should sell cakes laced with insulin. I'm sure that would be safe and practical and useful. Parking. I have a car with cameras everywhere and I've been driving for over 20 years. My parking jobs are shit. A decade of driving and I still can't parallel park. Dude, same. If the spot looks even slightly too tight I will literally drive around for as long as it takes to find another one if I have time. I mean, I can do it obviously. I passed my driving test. I just suck at it. Socializing. My god. People can ducking talk. It's so damn exhausting. I always wondered how people just kept coming up with stuff to talk about for hours. I guess maybe I'm just boring. I feel this so much. I always wonder if I'm boring or I can't relate to people. I'm a car gal, so that alone can be isolating. Or I just hate small talk that much. Remembering where I put stuff. My phone, my wallet, my boyfriend. I forget things everywhere and just wander off. Same. It can be pretty dangerous for me put things such as my phone downs because the likelihood of remembering where is slim. Coming up with something clever like stressy zesty lemon depressy. You make it look easy. Everybody should know it's difficult lemon difficult. They don't call it hard lemonade for nothing. Giving orders from a position of authority or being in any sort of leadership role. I have to be in a leadership role occasionally at my job, not by my choice. I hate doing it because I'm afraid it'll come off as an inconsiderate dick and make people mad and annoyed. I was in your boat and I think it's okay to remind your employees this. Let them know, hey, it annoyed me when old boss did X. So I'm going to try Y. It's weird for me. So let's keep it a two-way street and just know we are both trying to do a job and deal with the shit that rolls downhill. Apostrophe. Nothing. Everything is hard. Life is suffering. I'm absolutely horrible at sleeping at night. It's gotten much better during the pandemic because there's no obligation for me to sleep at the correct time or awake to do normal life stuff. Turns out I sleep just fine from 6 AM to 3 PM. My mom loves to tell the story of the Christmas I was about to turn 3. So the first Christmas I understood what was going on. She woke up at 7 AM excited for me to open presents. Waited patiently for me to wake up. Finally at 10 AM she woke me very gently and pleasantly. And I was not into it. So she was like, Santa came. Don't you want to see your presents? Apostrophe. I responded very logically. Won't he still have come when I wake up? Apostrophe. Same here. One Christmas I woke up and heard my family all opening presents in the living room. I was 5 maybe and thought they didn't wake me up because I didn't have any presents. Turns out they tried to get me up and I just wouldn't, so they left me to sleep. Checking my bank account. Oh, that's a good one. I find the anxiety increases as my money decreases. Loving myself. The good news is a lot of us struggle with this one. The bad news is no one talks about it. You are worth the effort to get there. Working out. It is supposed to be a stress reliever, but the whole event always makes me feel extremely stressed and then sometimes depressed. Writing by hand. I have dysgraphia and actually forming letters on a page has been hell all my life. I have to concentrate on each letter for them to be legible. Running. All those joggers make it look so easy and pleasant, but once I try it, I always feel like death. Cooking. Never had to as a kid. Family never really involved me in cooking. And I guess at this point I'm too nervous to ask. Just made some shitty stir fry tonight though. Baby steps. Hey PSSST. Please subscribe and like.